he was telling Jesus that certainly, Jesus, you're not going to go to the cross. You're not going to die, and nothing's going to happen to you. But Jesus already knew his mandate. He knew his calling, and he knew his purpose. And here's the thing: when you know you are, whose you are, what your calling is, and your purpose, you can't allow the enemy, Satan himself, to tell you what you're not. Therefore, Jesus, when he deciphered the spirit that was on, now get this, Peter was one of Jesus's disciple, right? And Peter meant well. And listen, people do, they mean well, but you have to discern and decipher the spirit that is on them at that particular time. And if people are saying things in your life that you know the Holy Spirit had not spoken to you about, you must rebuke that spirit. Notice I said you're not you're rebuking the person per se, but you're rebuking the spirit. And Jesus said to Peter, he said, Satan, get thee hence behind me. He knew the spirit that was on Satan that was trying to uh, persuade Jesus not to do what God has called. Listen, trying to persuade him not to do what God has called him to do. Mhm. He had to rebuke that spirit off or away from him. And he said, Peter, he said to him, Satan, get thee what? Hence behind me. Other words, he said, get behind me. You're in my way. You're in my way. You don't understand. You don't have a clue to what God is calling me to. Let me say that again. It rhymes too, doesn't it? You don't have a clue what God has called me to. And if Peter truly doesn't have a clue, people truly doesn't have a clue, family, friends, neighbors, people in ministry, people in the public eye don't have a clue to what you're called to, then you have to rebuke that spirit